And I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, so I feel like in the classes that I've been offering to everyone, I have not been paying enough attention or offering enough like meditation, and my shavasanas I feel like are too short. So I'm going to try to maybe redirect that a little bit. Especially with the restorative class, one of the things that can be very restorative for your body is a meditation practice. So in this class, we're going to do movement, we're going to do, our stretching and stuff that we do. But I also want to weave in a little bit more meditation and visualization. And so one of the things, if you're going to ever sit for meditation, you want to try to be as comfortable as possible. If sitting in a chair makes you feel more comfortable, more accessible, then I'd want you to do that. If you have access to a blanket, like I have my blanket folded up and I have some 2 little couch pillows, I want you to have a seat on your pillows. You can do 1 or 2. The goal of this is to get your hips higher than your knees, and that just makes some more space for your feet and your ankles. Some people like to cross their ankles all the way. Some people like to have the feet kind of separated. Hardcore yoga people do lotus, which is getting your feet and your ankles up on here. I honestly, if you like that, great. I honestly, personally feel like it's really strenuous on your knees and ankles, but if you like it, go for it. So you're sitting up a little bit higher, hips are lifted above the knees. Find a place that is comfortable. During our practice today, I'm going to do it without music. If you have music that you want to play personally, you can go ahead and turn it on for yourself. Get yourself comfortable in a seated position. And go ahead and close your eyes. Welcome to Wednesday night restorative yoga. We're going to restore our body through some movement, some opening, but also restore ourselves through breath and meditation. To begin this practice, come to breath awareness. That means you're not changing anything, you're not breathing a certain way, you're simply observing your own breath. When you notice your breath, see if you are breathing out of your nose or out of your mouth. What parts of your body shift and change with the inhale and the exhale. You can also notice if your breath is even. If it's even with the inhale to the exhale, or maybe you're breathing a little bit more on the inhale. Just notice. There's no right or wrong or good or bad here. Shifting your breath awareness, now consciously make the breath even. So maybe breathing in to a count of 3 and out for a count of 3. If 3 feels too short or too long, know that you can adjust your number anywhere you'd like it to be. The focal point is a balanced breath. And if you're not already there, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. As you breathe, bring awareness into your posture, allowing the crown of the head to reach a little higher, a little closer to the ceiling. Feel your shoulders soften and relax on your exhales. The spine is tall, but the belly is soft. Really check in with your physical body. Noticing not only the negative things, because that's where our mind loves to go, but also the positive things. What places are feeling good in your physical body? And from your body, draw your attention into your mind and your thoughts, where they have been in this breathing and meditation exercise right here. If you've felt present and connected with your breath and body, or if you have felt scattered and got a million things and it's more challenging. Without judgment, just observe your own experience in your mental body. Before we begin our more physical practice, let's align with intention. If you have any personal intentions you're working on, you can invite those into your space. Otherwise, I am offering you the intention of gratitude for your body, your emotions, and your mind and your thoughts. I think in general, we all like to be a little bit, sometimes even cruel to ourselves and hard on ourselves if our bodies don't function the way we want them to, or we have strong emotions that maybe feel a lot of control, or we have racing thoughts, or we want to be peaceful, but it's just not happening. See if you can connect with the space of gratitude, no matter what's happening for you in this moment. And take one more breath here, filling up with gratitude, and exhaling it back out. You can go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to move into our physical practice, starting with a bound angle or a cobbler's pose. I'm going to take my pillows out from underneath myself. If you want to keep them there, you can. I'm going to keep my blanket for this first one for sure. Soles of the feet come together. And you can kind of play around with where you want your feet to be. The feet can be really far away from your body, or they can be closer in. And then to make this more restorative, if you've got blocks or even pillows, you can stack them up either in between your little triangle or diamond that you're making and rest your forehead down. You can go really tall, or if you have space, you can go lower. If you don't have blocks, you can take pillows and kind of stack them up and then drape yourself over your pillows, finding something that feels comfortable with the arms, palms facing up. I'm going to use blocks for this one. As you settle in, you're first making any little adjustments that you need to if you've come into the pose and maybe you need a pillow underneath you. It's nice to have a little height in the hips in this as well. Or if you need to adjust your blocks, kind of fine-tuning anything here. And then you're consciously softening, relaxing into our bound ankle pose. And you're anchoring back to the breath, making it even and balanced. Maybe breathing in for a count of 3 or 4, and exhaling it out for 3 or 4. Really using the exhale part to soften, melt, let go of any place that feels tight or restricted. During our practice today, if your mind wanders kind of away from the space that you're in and you need an anchor point, can settle into gratitude, feeling it as much as possible. Go ahead and take one more round of breath in and out. You're going to slowly release. Walk your hands back towards your body. You can set your blocks or pillows aside. Take your left foot and extend it out, and your right sole of the foot is going to come a little bit closer in towards the thigh so that your hips are still kind of facing me or facing the camera. Now you're going to take your chest, your upper body, turn to the left, so you're going over your extended leg. Inhale, take the arms up, reach, squeeze your left thigh, flex the foot. On your exhale, go long over the leg. Option here to grab the shin, the ankle, the foot. You can always use a strap. As you go over into this position, I want you to think about maintaining the length in your spine. You can also keep a pillow underneath your hips if that feels better for you. Another variation of this pose is to cross the arms. So that means your right arm comes to the outside, or your right hand comes to the outside of your left foot, or the outside of the shin or the calf, and then your left hand grabs the instep or the inside of the right leg, foot, ankle area. If you want pillows to rest on, you're always welcome to put them on the thigh. Couple of our physical focal points in this is the left hamstring, so the back of the left leg, and then maybe you're feeling the outside of the right hip, or even the space that's on the side of your back. That's called the quadratus lumborum. There's a muscle that attaches from the top of your hip up towards the bottom rib, so you might be feeling that. If you want, you can see if there's space to maybe go a little deeper, so that on your inhale, you even lift your chest and reach your collarbones closer towards your knee or closer towards your shin. And then on your exhale, you're softening and relaxing into the pose. Maybe deeper, maybe not. Check out what's there for you. Let's take one more breath in and breath out. And slowly walk your hands back in towards your body. And then we're going to switch our legs. So extend your right leg out to the side. Tuck the left foot to the thigh. Hips are squared, and then the twist or the rotation comes from your upper body. Upper body turns over your right leg, which is strong. We're squeezing the thigh, flexing the foot to begin. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, maintain that length and go forward. Take your variations. Use a strap if you want. Option to cross the hands with the left hand coming to the outside of the foot or the ankle or calf. Right hand coming to the inside. And then you're settling in. Anchoring to a balanced breath. Notice what and where you are feeling, anything in your physical body or maybe even in your emotional body. You can see if there's space to go in deeper. Inhale to slightly lift your chest, draw your chest and collarbones forward. And then on the exhale, soften and round. One more breath in. And exhale, walking the hands back in towards the body. Can shift your feet so that your feet are, I'm going to stay on my blanket. If you want to take it off, you can. Feet are going to be on the mat, knees are soft, arms at the sides. Take a breath in. Exhale, rolling down. We're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time, nice and controlled. At the very bottom, I'm resting my head on a pillow. If that feels good for you, you can. We're going to make our way into a supine pigeon, which is also a figure 4 stretch. So take your right ankle, bring it on top of your left knee. And I want your ankle and foot actually overhanging the thigh. I'm going to turn so you can see. So you actually want it to be overhanging. So if your foot is like this, see if you can bring it over a little bit further. And then your top foot is flexed. The right foot is flexed. That maintains a healthier alignment, hip, knee, ankle. If this feels like enough, you're going to stay right here. Otherwise, you can pull your left knee in towards your face. Weave your hands through. Grab your hamstring or shin. I'm going to show you another option too. If you have a block or pillow, you can put your left foot on a block or pillow to bring your left knee closer without having to do so much efforting with the upper body. So there's some variation here that you can play around with. You can try that out. Maybe that feels good to not have your upper body so involved in this. If you want a little bit more depth and you grab for the shin or the hamstring, you're hugging it in, and then trying to soften the shoulders. So soften the shoulders, let them relax. And then bring awareness to if you have shifted your weight to either side. Me personally, when I go into this, I start to dump all my weight towards the right, like I just shift. So I'm striving always a little bit to keep my weight centered or even shifting it more to the left. That may or may not happen for you. Just notice if you are feeling balanced or uneven and what happens to the stretch if you shift and change around. You can close your eyes here. Connect with an even breath. An even breath helps to regulate your nervous system. Our inhale is directly tied to the sympathetic, which is like the action, let's get up and do something, let's get some work done. And the exhale is tied to the parasympathetic, which is, no, let's just rest. Let's sit on the couch. So when the breath is even, those two aspects are in a lovely balance. Notice if there's anything else that you could soften. Is there any way to relax even more, even though there's some action in this pose and we're using our arms and upper body? Go ahead and take one more breath in. And breath out, slowly releasing. We're actually going to do a little twist here before we bring that pigeon into the opposite side. So your left leg is long, your right knee pulls into the chest, and now your right knee is going to cross over the body. I'm going to give you some options here. It's nice if your knee doesn't want to drop all the way to the floor. Maybe you want to prop yourself up with some pillows or blocks. That makes it more restorative when you take the efforting out of your body. Your left hand can come to the outside of the thigh, gently press down if you want that. And then the right arm is going to actually go out at an angle. So it's going to go out not straight out from the shoulder, not above the head, but out at kind of like a 45-degree angle. When we twist in our yoga practice, we're trying to have the twist root from our middle or upper back and not from the hips or the low back. Ideally, you'd want your right hip to be mostly stacking on top of the left. If you're really maintaining that stack and the twist is coming from your middle or upper back, your right shoulder blade is probably not touching the floor. That's okay. And you're relaxing in, letting go. Safe to let go. We don't have to brace ourselves so hard all the time. Keeping your attention, your awareness on your breath. One more breath in and breath out. Slowly release, come back. Let's take a moment here in Fallen Bridge. Fallen Bridge is the feet as wide as your mat, and then the knees drop in and rest on one another. Take a moment right here. Maybe your hands on your belly. Let that reset and notice how the right side of your body feels compared to the left. Without judgment, it's only observations. One more breath in and breath out. Then make our way into supine pigeon on the left side. So bring your feet back in alignment with knees and hips, and then the left ankle crosses over the right knee. Remember, you want the foot and the ankle to actually be overhanging. And they always have the option to put your right foot on a block or even two blocks. You can check that out. That feels like enough. You're going to stay right there. If you're wanting more, take your left knee, pull it in, and weave the hands either the back of the hamstring or the front of your shin. Your top foot, you're trying to maintain it being flexed, but I think in the restorative class, just really nice to kind of let it be soft. The flexing does help to maintain a healthier alignment. So if you notice if that feels better in your knee or if letting your foot relax bothers your knee, then keep it flexed. Adjust your weight as needed. So if you've shifted to one side or the other, try to make it balanced or even. This supine pigeon is always a really nice alternative to the one-legged pigeon that we do on the mat. So if for any reason, if it ever bothers your knees or your hips, or you just don't like it, this right here is going to hit a lot of the same spaces. And it's actually easier on your body than our traditional pigeon. And keep noticing if your weight wants to adjust or slack off to one side. Notice if you're unconsciously tightening or clenching. See if there's space to be a little bit softer. Let go a little more. One more breath in. And breath out, slowly release. We're going to send the right leg long. Hug the left knee in towards the chest. And then the left knee is going to cross over the body for a twist, propping yourself up. I like to use a block and then a pillow on top of my block, or you can use a couple pillows or your blanket so that you can really be in this in a more relaxed, restorative way. For more intensity, your right hand can come down and gently press on the outside of your left thigh. And then your left arm is going to go out at this angle. So it's not from the shoulder, it's not right above the head. It's at kind of this 45-degree. Feel a nice opening in the side of the chest and going through the underarm. Soften your right leg. Relax a little deeper. As you breathe, notice where the breath is restricted and where it more easily flows. Let's take one more breath in and breath out. We're going to slowly release. Come back to this fallen bridge for just a moment. So fallen bridge, the feet are as wide as your mat, and then the knees knock in and rest on one another. Let's take a breath or two to reset. We're going to slowly make our way back to easy seated. So you can roll onto either side and then come up. Go ahead and grab your pillows again if you like them. We're going to come into our meditation and then Shavasana. So something I didn't say when you're sitting on your pillows is you want to make sure that you're more towards the front of them. So you're not sitting like way back in the middle. You want to be more towards the front so you've got lots of space for your feet and ankles. So maybe one pillow or two. Give your hips a little height, cross the ankles or keep them separate. Get yourself comfortable. And if this doesn't feel good for you in any way, you can always just grab a chair, whatever does feel comfortable. Bring your hands to your thighs, either palms down or palms up. Palms down is more if you're feeling like you need to ground yourself, and then palms up is open and ready to receive. Reconnect with our even breath, inhaling for 3, exhaling for 3. In and out through the nose. Eyes are closed. Crown of the head is tall, reaching for the ceiling. The belly is soft. And we're going to add on to this meditation with a little bit of visualization. You can imagine a ball of light or energy resting at the bottom of your tailbone, or kind of in the place of where your first chakra is. Take a few breaths and really connect with this ball of energy sitting at the very base of your spine. And now on your inhale, as you breathe in, you're going to take that ball of energy and flow it up your spine and bring it to sit in the very middle of your brain, kind of where your 7th chakra is. And let it sit there for a breath or two. And then on your next exhale, you're going to send that ball of light back down the spine to the very base of the tailbone. So we're going to move this ball with our breath. On your inhale, you're taking this ball of light, of energy, love, sending it up your spine to the very middle of your brain. On your exhale, drawing it back down to the tailbone. So it's going through all of your energy centers, all of your chakras. Inhale, ball of light comes up, rests in the brain. Exhale, ball of light flows down. I'm going to cue this just a few more times. Inhale, flowing up. Exhale, flowing down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop down. And go ahead and continue with your own breath, your own visualization. If for any reason this does not work for you, just make the breath balanced and even. You can imagine this ball of light, of energy, of love, kind of clearing and balancing anything you've got going in your solar plexus or your heart center, your throat. When your mind drifts and wanders away from this visualization or this focal point, as soon as you notice that you've gone someplace else, you just come back. Keep visualizing this ball of light flowing up your spine and down your spine. To end this meditation, I want you to consciously choose in your life if you're feeling like you need more stability, more security, more grounding, or if you are needing maybe to connect more with higher consciousness or connect deeper with expanded perspective. Kind of choose which one of those you feel like you are needing in your life. And then you're going to end this meditation by either placing the ball of light either at the base of your tailbone, if you're wanting that more more security, more groundedness, more stability, that's going to stay at the base of your tailbone. If you're wanting to connect more with the universe or higher energies, expanding your own perspective, you're going to take your ball of light and let it rest in your middle brain. So choose, bring your ball of light to that space and let it sit there for a breath or two. And go ahead and open your eyes. And I'm almost out of time. We'll do a real quick little Shavasana. So from your easy seated, let's make our way onto our backs using all of your props to get yourself really nice and comfortable, relaxed. You can have pillows under your knees or under your head. Legs can be long, or if you like the fallen bridge, hands out to the sides, either palms up, open and ready to receive, or palms down to keep grounding yourself. Taking these last few minutes to absorb the benefits of our physical practice of opening. We really focused on the lower body. I apologize if you were hoping for upper body tonight. Really gave the lower body a lot of attention. So feeling the benefit of that practice, creating space in your physical body. And also absorbing the benefit of your breath work, balancing your nervous system, the benefit of your meditation, your visualization practice, which might be very challenging for you. If it is, know that you're not alone. Or maybe it came really easy to you and you enjoyed it. You can notice and observe how that went. So really the intention of meditation is to bring your brain into a state of sleep, but you're awake. When we go to sleep, there's a restoring of the body that takes place, not in the dream cycle, but in the deeper cycles of sleep that are below the dream cycle. That's where we really get restored. A meditation practice, if you choose to consistently go in that space, will also help you to connect with that deeper level of being restored, but you're conscious and awake. These last few moments, really connect with the silence, the stillness that lives within you. Yoga people, if you would like to stay here for an extended Shavasana, please do so. If you are ready to move on with your evening, I'm going to slowly guide you back to a seated position. You can bring some movement into your fingers and toes. Take your thumb and just rub the pads of each fingertip. And wiggle your toes. Slowly drift your knees back towards your chest. And make your way onto either side for fetal child's pose. Resting either on your pillow or your bicep. Breath in and breath out. And slowly make your way to easy seated. If you're coming out of your Shavasana, and bringing your hands to your heart center, bowing your head. Thank you so much for practicing with me and giving yourself the gift of restoring your own body, your breath, your mind, your heart center. Namaste. anybody has anything they'd like to share, you're welcome to unmute yourself. And I'm going to hit stop on my recording.